Being an Apex YouTuber in today's state of the game has left me feeling like I'm on Chop trying to make a fancy 5-star dish with ingredients from the Dollar Tree. I'm sorry that I can't make this bologna taste like top sirloin. That is the way that I have felt in the last couple of weeks trying to make Apex Legends content, but thankfully I at least feel like I was given something from Walmart today. Hope you guys are all doing well and having a great start to your new year already. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about today because we have a lot to discuss with EA making a big announcement for Apex Legends. Respawn developers giving us a little bit of an update about where they're at, but along with some other things as well. Let's jump right into it. First thing that I wanted to mention, Battle Royale ranked designer AREN has announced that they are finally back at work today. Super excited to be back at work, he says. So it looks like the Respawn developers are back in-house, and thankfully and hopefully we will have some more updates as time progresses starting today, because we know the last couple of weeks they have been on a holiday break, so it makes sense as to why we weren't getting much, and now obviously with them being back, things should be on the up and up. We should be getting some more teasers, some more updates, and even a trailer very soon regarding this next collection event. But regardless, it is good to see them back, and hopefully we will continue to not be dehydrated and dried out when it comes to news and things to discuss. Now, first thing that I did want to discuss, this was coming from Apex Legends News Alpha Intel, that EA, listen to this one's going to be a crazy topic of discussion. EA is aggressively, quote, they say, banning cheaters to reduce the toxicity in their games. Red flag number one, why not just ban cheaters? You know, because they're cheating, not necessarily for the toxicity. One of the root causes of toxicity is when players feel like the environment is unfair, and we have prioritized addressing cheaters as one of the best ways for us to reduce toxicity. Well, you probably should do it to, you know, increase integrity and not necessarily prioritize reducing toxicity. I'm glad that it does, but like your goal should definitely be, hey, they're cheaters in the game, we need to get rid of them, rather than just saying, oh, people are not having a good time and they're toxic and they're saying bad things, so we need to get rid of the cheaters. Regardless, it did not end there, and they continue to quote, we find that when games are buggy or have cheaters in them, textbook definition of Apex Legends, so when there's no good anti-cheat or when the anti-cheat is falling behind, especially in competitive games like Apex Legends, one of the root causes of a huge percentage of toxicity. And that's when pro player Hiswattson chimed in saying banning cheaters because it ruins competitiveness in the game. Nah, but banning cheaters because they get mad, yeah, that's a big 5-head right there for Apex. But at this point, I guess we do just got to take what we can get. But one thing that you may have missed in there to see what is actually important about all of this is the fact that they have said when games are buggy and have cheaters in them, we find that there's no good anti-cheat, or when the anti-cheat is falling behind, especially in competitive games. This is one of the root causes. So it looks like they're trying to make a change on why the game is buggy or why it has so many bad anti-cheat systems. It's kind of funny because this happened the same exact day that Hiswattson had this viral post, which I think was stolen, by the way. But regardless, this thing still did pretty good numbers, saying that Apex Legends anti-cheat live footage, you can see, you know, people just walk in, no problem whatsoever. You guys have seen this before. You know, this guy's not scanning anybody. I feel like this kind of confirms the announcement that EA has announced a brand new anti-cheat system that will be available for all EA future PC titles, but it uses kernel level access similar to Valorant to prevent the use of hacks. So we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You know, does this kind of hint towards the fact that obviously if their anti-cheat is for future PC titles, but they've kind of clearly said that Apex Legends has a problem with anti-cheat and how buggy the game is, and even on their anti-cheat page they said that with third-party vendors for the anti-cheat it's kind of hard because they don't have full access, they can't really customize everything, and so whenever they make their own anti-cheat it'll be able to be a lot more, like, I guess, robust. With the old system and engine that this game is built on, which a lot of people have, you know, blamed the fact of why this game is so buggy, I feel like this really puts a nail in the coffin for me that they are probably building another Apex Legends game. But regardless, the specific wordage of the article said this: Respawn have constantly made strides to tackle these problems, including roll out massive ban waves to take down some notorious cheaters. However, players have constantly been urging the developers to implement an improved anti-cheat moving forward. The feedback is something that Respawn has taken on board, and the devs has said that they've got, quote, very exciting changes up their sleeve in this year 2023, as tackling cheaters is the priority for the popular battle royale game. Even Dexerto put at the end of the article saying, you know, it might not get to the level that everyone wants, but both Respawn and EA are looking into changes, which is progress enough. I feel like that is just kind of a disclaimer out there to kind of prove the point. Hey, you know, Respawn and EA are the company of disappointment. Don't be surprised if they said that you're going to do all of this stuff and you're still upset at the end of the day. So I gotta be honest, yes, I'm happy that it looks like we're finally going to get a new anti-cheat system this year, or at least something is going to change this year big time, at least so they say. But I don't really like that their priority is toxicity. It should just be integrity. One thing that I wasn't understanding is why they associated anti-cheat or changes with the game being buggy. I feel like that is more along the lines of the game itself, and when you saw the world championship and players teleporting across the map and crashing in the middle of the game and then not getting a replay on it and then losing thousands of dollars from placements, I feel like that is an absolute embarrassment to have on the main stage with 700,000 people live watching. So what other changes are they looking to make that will fix that? Because I don't think that's really an anti-cheat thing. I mean, even yesterday, take a look at this bug. People can glitch inside of walls now. But another embarrassment and a change that Respawn EA needs to make, and they need to do it quick because I'm pretty upset with how scummy this is, but I'm not surprised to say the least. Garrett made this tweet earlier, still getting tags and DMs about gifting still being broken and people still losing their coins. Honestly, if you wanted to gift your friend, just use PayPal at this point, because people are trying to use the gifting system. They're trying to buy Apex coins, and whenever they do it, whenever they, you know, like try to redeem it, they're not getting the coins. They're losing their money. They spent all this money on the stuff, but then they're not getting anything in return, and EA's not really gifting it back. They're not really giving updates. They're not closing the gifting system, which they should, because why would they? In a money hungry mindset, of course, you don't want to cut off your thousands of dollars a week revenue that's coming in from people gifting. And in EA's mind, they're probably just saying, oh, we'll fix that glitch later. Is this part of the bugginess of the game that they were discussing in this article that they would like to fix and move on from? I'm glad that they've acknowledged at least that Apex Legends is indeed buggy, instead of like some of the developers that just like to paint this perfect fairy tale picture of how nice and smooth the game is. But at least we do have some voices in the community that are trying to advocate for good, positive changes. I wanted to mention this. This was actually an ALGS caster, the guy who's casting the games and commentating over this stuff, who's super involved in the Apex Legends pro scene, saying, I wish ranked mode in Apex Legends, which I believe is met and has proven to be the competitive Apex experience and gateway to ALGS, included the 2 ALGS maps instead of Broken Moon and Olympus in the weeks leading up to 1/3 of our major lands, at least Storm Point and Split 2 over Olympus. And then there was also some responses here, and then someone said, if anyone can sway them, it's you. And that's when the ALGS caster said, true, if I have a platform, it's time to use it, and tagged John Larson and Josh Medina, said, I command you. Just kidding, but would you mind passing this feedback along to the Game Modes team for Split 2 of the playoffs and champs? I feel like it's a fair ask and would only help the ecosystem grow and thrive. So at least in all of this, we obviously do have some people that are trying to make a good impact on the game and trying to actually make its progress a little better. Theoretically, things should start to get better now that Respawn is finally back in-house. They're going to be making some updates, some changes. We should be getting this collection event January the 10th, which is 1 week from today. We've got the new Battle Royale hardcore mode that is coming. We've got Valentine's Day Season 16. The Legend class changes, a brand new gun. We've got another limited time mode. Controls should be replacing arenas. A lot of big changes that should be happening in Season 16. I know, obviously, a lot of you are commenting, you know, I believe it when I see it. Totally fair. I understand completely. I just want to make it known I'm not hyped up because Respawn said this, EA said that, or Josh Medina said this. I don't really know. I mean, obviously, a lot of the developers, they tweet things, they tease things, and people get hyped up, and it is what it is. And I know we're over that whole era. But the reason I'm actually hyped for this next season is because I believe the insider leaks. I feel like those have been more accurate. Those are usually correct. Those are people that know something. In the last couple of seasons, it's usually been speculation. This might happen. It looks like this could happen. This has been more so along the lines of like, we know this is going to happen. So I'm hoping that that is true. I hope we can believe these insider leaks. But by all means, I advise you, stay skeptical, keep your bar low, and you'll probably have a much better experience at the launch of the new season than if you would being all hyped up. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as always, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I'll see you later, Gators.